Hey yo guys, what's going on? It's Tim from Team C Media, kicking it here today with an artist that's got like real smooth tunes, man. Real mad vibes on the track, for real. We're blessed to have him on the channel. His name's Yugoszn, man. What's going on, bro? I appreciate your time.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm good. Having a great time right now with you, not gonna lie.
What's so good about today, man? What's been happening?
Honestly, everything, man. Everything. The weather's bright, the sun is shining. I'm happy to be alive as well. So, that's the biggest blessing.
For real, man. 100%. Hearing all the things in the world at the moment, you just being able to have this conversation first and foremost is a blessing, and it's good to have that perspective on the world.
Exactly.
100%. And weather-wise, over here in Melbourne, miserable. Are you in the UK? Where are you at? I don't even know where you are.
I'm in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh man, no way. All right, because I was getting it mixed up a little bit, man.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah, so it's nice. The weather's good over there, man. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, over here in Melbourne City, it's miserable, man. So once again, to our audience, we're doing a digital.
Is it cold or hot?
Right now, bro, it's like, yeah, icy, man. It's chilling. Yeah, we're definitely cool over here, man. It's pretty, yeah. We're going into winter now, so it's a whole different side of the world. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, so, just wanted to like chat with you to learn a little bit more about who you are as an artist, as a person. I've heard your music. It's really amazing. It's like there's a lot of variation in the style of music that you have, which is really special to hear from an artist. Let's bring it back, man. Where were you sort of born and raised, and what was that like growing up wherever you're at?
Honestly, I was born and raised in Nigeria, in Lagos. And one thing I would say is to my dear Australians, Lagos, Nigeria is the definition of hardworking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not working, if you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna even be in the race, top list to be like first. So it's all hard work. You got to put in the work. Whatever you're doing, it may not even be music. It could be something else, maybe a business or something. But everything here is we're serious about everything. We put in the work 24/7, 365. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah, man, for real. I think, in Australia, there's different ways of living, and sometimes people that have options don't always exhaust all the options. But tell us about in Nigeria, the opportunities. Are there many opportunities for artists to really develop themselves, or is it just real? How explain the competition and the competitive side over in Nigeria for all of the rest of the world in terms of making it happen?
Honestly, the competition in Nigeria, I would say, is mad. It's really mad because you have the people that are there already, and then you're trying to get to that place, and then before the next day you might wake up and see someone else there, and so it's like everybody's on their toes, and that, what I'm saying. So it's really competitive for like the industry, and honestly, I would say I'm glad because now there's TikTok. There's a lot of things that independent artists could use to give themselves a start and all of that. So I would say it's competitive, but you can still independent artists and upcoming artists can still profit and still get to where they want to be if they put in the work. So it's just all about putting in the work, honestly.
Yeah. No, I can hear it in your voice, man. And interviewing other artists, it's like it's all about putting in the work and just putting the time in, and then reaping the rewards. And I think that goes across the board in any industry, but especially the creative industry as well. So yeah, man, big ups to you for making it this far. So right now, are you still an independent artist, or have you started? Are you with a label, or what's the current situation for you as an artist? Are you where would you consider yourself in the ranks of from the global superstars to the just starting, like, so we can kind of get an idea of, you know, where you're at?
So currently, I'm signed to a record label called Villain City, and I wouldn't really scale myself in like the ranks because you know I'm still I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn from the industry. You know, it's like a long journey. So I wouldn't really say I'm in the right position to rank myself at this time. You know, because I feel like there's a lot of things I need to get past first. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of milestones I need to reach. You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man, and it's good to know. It's good to pass that message on to people that it's not just like you get like one hit and you blow up, because often the case, even when that happens, I've known artists that they get a major hit and they're not ready for the blow up and the come up. It's like it's really good to start to have a whole journey, so then you know what to do when you get the audience. You know, when you get that opportunity,
Definitely.
when you get that moment. You know, so no, that's awesome, man. Awesome to hear. So, in terms of music, when did you start getting into music or thinking about music in general and thinking that you can make music?
This was like way back in primary school. It's like primary four or something. That was like when I first made my first song. So it was like I started getting the idea. Okay, I can make music. I can do this. Even as a hobby at first, because I started as a hobby at first. So I was like, I can do this. You know, I can do this. Like it was a shock to me. So
That confidence, yeah.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, yo, I've gained a new skill
What
in the inventory and stuff.
and did you start off by, was it singing, rapping, or you know, who did you see that made you think that you could do it yourself?
Actually, it was back then. I listened to a lot of rap, a lot of Eminem, you know, Drake, Kanye West. You know, those were like the go to, like when you turn the radio on, when you turn on the TV, that's what you see on the screen. You know, like that was what was popping. So I started off with rap, but you know, I started off in a very funny way in school because I was going to I wanted to write a song for someone, which I didn't later send it to the person, but you know, that aside. But yeah, I started off with rap because like that was what was on TV and, you know, on the radio everywhere, you know, everywhere where you go, you listen to rap. Rap's playing everywhere in the car, you know, so
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. The 90s, man. Pac and Biggie and Nas and Jay-Z, you know, they just kicked off the whole world, you know, and that's, you know, that California love, man. I saw that when I was young too, and I was like, yo, this is lit, man. West Side, you know, crazy shit. Yeah, yeah. But let's bring it back to that moment, man, that you wrote a song for someone. Tell us, man, get into it, because, you know, our audience loves to hear those stories, man. What was the story that you made a song for some special? Let us know what's up. Tell us that.
So it was in primary school, of course. So that was like when I discovered the talent. You know, when I discovered that, okay, I can actually do this. I didn't know, you know. So I wrote a song for someone I had a crush on, and I was a very shy person back then because I couldn't really express my feelings. So I felt like that was like the nicest way to do it. You know, I was trying to be a sweet boy, you know. So
most definitely, man. It's a good way to get it out. That,
you know, it was a female, and I just wanted to use that opportunity to express my feelings. I thought that was the best way, and I was really shy, so that's where the bad part came in, because I still haven't shown her that song till today.
yeah, man. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, because being an artist, it's like it's expressive, you know, and it's revealing a part of yourself. And what would you tell artists that have music that they feel like that they shouldn't release? Do you feel like you should have released that song?
If I had the opportunity, yeah, I would release, because it's my first song. You know, I would be happy to release it. You know, I would want to show the world what I did. Like,
So you feel like that maybe you should have released it when you made it back then, kind of thing.
Yeah, because back then I was starting. So I mean, if people say the song is trash, then I'll go back and take notes like, yo, this song is trash. Try again. you know.
Yeah. Okay, so what advice would you give to upcoming artists that have music that they think is good, maybe their friends think is pretty good, but they just, because a lot of artists that I work with in the community house, and they've just got that trepidation of, oh no, I can't drop it. What would you say to them?
I would say like you could. I do understand the point where they're coming from, because I would give them this advice instead. If they want to know if they could drop it or they should drop it, they could post it on TikTok. Ask the people of TikTok what they think about the song. Is it something that they should drop, or is it something that they should just keep aside or maybe improve on? And then obviously TikTok is a platform for everyone. So if it makes sense and if people of TikTok like it, they would support it regardless of the person. So that's just it. Just go for it.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot about TikTok, man. Especially artists from Nigeria themselves have said, find artists on TikTok that are trending and then work with them. You know what I mean? Because how has TikTok influenced the music industry in Nigeria specifically?
TikTok has done a lot of wonders for a lot of songs. I would say like I'll say this to any artist, if you could get your song, I wouldn't say go viral, but if you could get your song to, if you're able to promote your song on TikTok and everyone should like it, you are certainly likely to win a Grammy. You're certainly likely to win a Grammy, in my opinion.
It's that easy,
in
yeah.
my opinion.
Wow.
So it's like the
yeah, word, man.
The modern,
yeah.
It's like the modern record label. It's like the free record label.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good advice, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't get exposure, you can always, put it on private. You can take it down. It's almost like your showcase of music isn't like where you put it on Spotify or something and it's there sort of forever, or YouTube, and you've kind of put it out there and you're taking it down. You just put snippets up and it's like testing the snippets maybe. So that's good advice for the youngins, because even them, some of them are just, they don't even have picture profiles on their TikToks or their Instagrams. They keep it so low key. That's what I see over here, and I think that would be good advice for them. But yeah, let's get back to your music, man. Like when you get up in the morning and you say you're gonna make a song today or you're gonna go to the studio, run us through just like that entire day. If you do have a process or if it's just completely random, let me know what goes through your mind when you wake up in the morning and you have a song that you want to make up until the song's done.
Sometimes it's random. Some days are random. Some days are like intentional. Like a producer could send me a beat and I'm like, yeah, I really love this. I'm definitely gonna make a song to this on Friday or something. And I will dedicate the whole of that day to make sure I just make something out of that song. Just something good out of the song. And then, some days are just random where I just have a couple of beats in the draft that I haven't touched or something. And I just play one and, I'm just vibing in the studio, feeling, mumbling, doing all of that. And something just clicks and, I get my pen or paper or my phone, pull up the notes, start writing. So it depends sometimes.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes you might just block out a whole day and you just commit that day to getting the job done.
Yeah.
Other times you might just be, wherever you're at, mumbling around, freestyling, write a couple of notes down. I feel you. Yeah. No, that's good. It's good to know because, as you said, in Nigeria, you guys are like the hardest working in the world because obviously the music coming out is some of the best in the world, and a lot of people are looking towards artists like you feel me, to learn how to get it, and to understand like why the music's so good. So that's awesome. Have you been doing any performances lately?
Oh yeah, there was a festival last year that I performed at. It was an ISL fest alongside like a lot of big name Nigerian artists. I'm really grateful for that performance because it gave me the opportunity to it exposed me to a new set of fans that did not know my music, and also the opportunity to perform alongside some of Nigeria's finest artists that I do look up to. You know, it was a blessing, honestly.
Who were some of those artists?
There was Tiwa Savage, there was Joe Boy, there was Odumodi Black, there was there was a lot of them though. I can't remember the list because I remember I had the list on my phone and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna be performing
You've already
alongside these
named
people.
some kings and queens.
Yeah, like Tiwa
How
Savage.
did that make you feel? Like when? Yeah.
Um, I can't really remember though. But there was a lot of people, and even Ruby Rose. I don't know if you know Ruby Rose, but she's like in the US or something.
Yeah, man. And that experience of performing alongside these artists that you look up to in terms of music, how did that make you feel as an artist and as, an artist and of self-recognition, and what did that mean to you being able to perform alongside them?
Honestly, it was a really big moment for me, and to me, I was like, I've I've actually I just did a quick look back at where I started from, and I was like, yeah, we're making progress. We're making progress, and it did really did it did motivate me because I saw them in real life, and I was like, I'm gonna be like these people one day, or I'm gonna be better than these people one day. You know, so that was like it was really motivating.
Yeah, it's yeah. Nah, big ups to you, man. I'm happy. That's it's an amazing thing that when you get to those moments and milestones, it means a lot. You know what I mean? With your music, tell me a bit about some of the inspiration behind the tunes. Were there any stories that in particular really moved you? Do you write? Do you find stories of your own life or other people's lives and then bring it to your music? And if you do, um, tell us some of the events in your life that caused you to make those tunes.
Yeah, so sometimes I do right off I do get inspired off my own life experiences. I do get inspired of like when a friend of mine is telling me what he went through or something that he went through, and it just I could get inspired to write a song about what happened to him. And sometimes it's just my imagination. I'm just working with my imagination. But during the times where it's like my life experience, I would say before and Renegade they were like I would say like episode one and
Yeah.
episode two type of thing. Like they were like it was like a whole story right there. Like a whole real life story right there.
Yeah, let me know more about the story behind that song because yeah, that's a powerful one, man. What happened in your life that led you to make that tune?
So the Renegade was like about heartbreak, and it was about like the relationship I had with my ex, and it went south because it went south because like she wanted she wanted something else, I wanted something else, and it was just not it was not connecting. So she went her way, I felt it, and then I took that energy and I put it into the studio, and at the same time I was working on myself and doing all of that, trying to get my mind right and my career, focusing on my career as well. And so I made that song, which the Renegade, of course, and then after that, she's buzzing my phone trying to get back together and stuff. And I'm not about that life anymore. So that's where before came in.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like a follow up actually.
yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah. How you know how difficult is it to maintain a relationship, especially on the come up as an artist like yourself?
It is difficult though. It is very difficult because, you know, as an artist on the come up, you have to be. I would say, in my opinion, you have to be 100% focused, if not 110% focused on whatever you're trying to do. If be it working on your craft, promoting your music, you know, connecting with people, you know, just trying to gain new fans because you know your goal is to be like the legends in the music industry. You know, so you have to be trying every single day, 24, 365, trying to be like those people. You know, not like copying them, but like, you know, trying to get to their level. So you have to be working. Personally, I would tell any artist if you want to go into a relationship, try to understand your schedule and how you're gonna, you know, try to think about everything, calculate everything before you go into any relationship because, you know, sometimes things will just get bad. It won't get balanced, and you know, you might end up getting a heartbreak. Who knows? You might get a good song out of it, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You might get a hit, a different kind of hit, you know.
Yeah.
So, lastly, on that tip, man, yeah. Lastly, on that tip, man, you know, on a relationship thing, like, what would you say to any girls out there, or anyone wanting to get in a relationship, you know, with an artist? What kind of checklist do they need to have, in your opinion?
Honestly, I would say this to any girl that's trying to date an upcoming artist. Just support him. You know, you should be like his number one promoter. You should be like his I don't know, his marketing agent or something. Like, you know, you should be the second person to know everything. Like, you're there for him. You're helping him, giving him ideas. You know, promoting his music to your friends and friends of your friends. You know, making sure that everyone in your circle has heard his music. You know, just pushing him from your end, just pushing him to where you want him to be. You know, just not trying to bring him down as well. So all of that just boils down.
Yeah, word, man. I feel you, man. That's good. That's good. It's just breaking that barrier, you know what I mean? Because I think it's important, you know, because a musical career is a viable career these days. It's not just fantasy. It's like, as you said, there's room for the superstars, but there's also room for the mid-tier artists and then the independents, and it's all fluid. And it's like, you guys are humans too. You need relationships. You need love. How do you make it work? So, yeah, no, I appreciate that transparency,
Yeah,
man.
true.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, like by the yeah, so you Nigeria, Lagos, is that where you were born? The city, the big city?
Yeah, I was born there, big city.
Right. For people who don't know about Lagos, yeah, I know you explained a little bit before, but just as a youngin coming up, what is it? You know, what do people expect of a young person growing up in Lagos? You know, what are the roles and responsibilities?
It's just, I think the roles and responsibilities is just being disciplined, you know, being very disciplined. And from a young age, I would say, like, learning discipline and learning how to, you know, like planning as well, you know, discipline, planning, and humility, being humble, you know, being nice, being respectful, all of that, just all of that stuff. I would say in the music now, being able to network with people, being able to speak to people, you know, being able to make contacts, and that, you know, that's a very big responsibility as a young, I would say, as a young artist and as a person, as a person growing up in Lagos, Nigeria.
Mm. Yeah, because sometimes know what you know is who you know, your network, your net worth, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's really important, that, you know, you learn those things Yeah, because sometimes you've got talent, but I'm sure in Lagos there's millions of people with talent, but it's like how you navigate that and make it work. Yeah, for real. So with your music, there's a lot of trends that go on, and following trends is not a bad thing. It's sometimes a good thing. Is as you said, you got to network, you got to make friends with certain people, and you follow trends as well. But with music, how do you stay original with your sound?
Me personally, I make music that I enjoy, as long as I can play the song on repeat, it's my song. I can play the song on repeat. For me, I consider it as a good song. I'm gonna promote it. Like myself and all of that. Like I don't really follow trends. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like I try to make music that feels good, that is good. Regardless of whatever's trending on the social media or what type of topic is trending. It's just feel good music. And then after you make the feel good music, you try to promote it. So that's how I stay original.
I feel you. Yeah. That's yeah. It's important just to love your own kind of music there for sure. Yeah, man. Um, I noticed like Afro beats in general. I mean, what would you decide call your music? Is it Afrobeat? It feels like it's R&B. It's like it's sort of like a soul kind of sound. I mean, how would you describe your music, and what genre would you put it in?
My music is sonically, I would describe my music as unique sonically. Lyrically, it's different. It's on point. And like I wouldn't put it in a genre. If I was to put it in a genre, I'll put it in Afrobeat. But it touches every other part. Sometimes, some like for instance, you said it has like an R and
Yeah.
B soul vibe. That's just Afrobeat reaching
Mm.
out to R&B. Fusing with a lot of these other genres and elements. Because I love to test the waters. I love to try new stuff. So that's just like
Yeah. I noticed it sounds very versatile.
yeah,
There's like one track sounds like different to the other, but they're all got their own unique
yeah.
vibe to them. So that's cool. It's cool that you kind of keep it fresh like that for real. Yeah, man. No, it's Afrobeats is definitely it's coming up in the world. It's like one of the biggest genres. It's taking the world by storm, and it's interesting, to see how that works with collaborations. Have you collaborated with any artists outside of your genre or even in general?
Yeah, I've collaborated with two artists actually. Was it two? Yeah, I did a like a
Yeah, there was a girl on.
yeah, Osazeli, Bella Lubo, Rebel Ray, and me. That was on a song called Hours. And yeah, big shout out to them. Lovely
Yeah,
voices, lovely chorus, catchy stuff, great music, great effort from each and every one of them. And then there was another feature that I had with a friend of mine from Canada. It was a rap song. It was a rap song with Pip Charlie. His name is Pip Charlie. He's actually Nigerian, but he's in Canada, but he does rap music. So those are like the two. I'm still looking forward to collaborating with other artists, but those are like the two that I've collaborated with recently.
yeah, for sure, man. I'm noticing the scene that a lot of Afrobeat artists love to collaborate, and they're not shy about doing so as well. And I think that's part of the success of the whole scene. Not feeling like there's too much ego involved. Speaking about ego, how do you kind of keep it real and keep down to earth and stay grounded as an artist? Because I know sometimes you need that energy. You need to feel like you're the shit. You're up on top. How do you stay grounded and keep it humble? Even after your big successes.
Honestly, I just look back at where I started from, and I wouldn't have been. I mean, I'm not where I want to be, but I wouldn't have made it this far if not for God. So, who am I to, who am I to brag about anything where it's not really my power? So I just look at where I came from and how far I've come, and that just humbles me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. You said at the start, you're just happy to be here. Another day
Yeah.
is a blessing. Not many people, like some people think like that, but I don't think most people think like that. Where did that come from? That you're blessed every day to be here on earth living? Were there any experience, like, how was your childhood, and growing up? Were there things there that, you can talk to us about that made you have this mindset of you're happy for every single, moment you're here alive?
Honestly, there isn't, because I just, I feel like it's something I grew up with, just to be always grateful, because you don't really know what's happening tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. So, you just have to be thankful. Even if your day didn't go as you planned it to be, the fact that you were able to go through the day without any issues, like maybe low health or sickness, or, just any kind of issues with your day. I mean, even if you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, it's just, that is a blessing on its own. You know that you live to see another day, and even if you wake up the next day, like, it's not really in your power. So you just gotta be grateful that you made it to the next day. Because some people don't, and some people do. Some people probably make it to the next day with paralysis or something. So just that thought about, like, other people that are below me, like the less privileged and the rest of that, just, it humbles me most of the time. So, you know, I'm just grateful.
Yeah, for real, man. I was just at the gym today and had a sauna and that, and I looked out and I saw a lady getting out of the pool, and then she was about maybe 40 years old, and she went to her walker and she had a carer with her, and she was struggling, man. She was like semi paralyzed, and I just thought, man, like, man, we're so blessed to even be able to walk, man.
You
You feel
know,
me? I went over to her and just talked to her about the day and whatnot. But yeah, but it's like I feel like it's those daily things, that we just get reminded of. And in Nigeria, some of my like my homies and that, they're like, there's people sleeping on the bridge. It's all those bridges where the homeless are there. So I guess, is that where you sort of see, how special, your life is in comparison to others? Is that just by looking at others and realizing how lucky you are, does that give you
yeah,
your
it's not
humility?
even only in Nigeria. Even like, there's some country. Even just being in Nigeria is to me, it's like a blessing, because there's some countries where it's as we're speaking right now, is probably at war. Bombs are flying in, and people are dying at the instant. So, but I'm here, I'm safe. I'm happy, I'm healthy. I can see the sunshine and the sunset. You know, and there are people in other countries that are going through crisis and all.
Yeah. What's your mission, man? What's your facts, man? Facts. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay here, so the audience bear with us. You
Yeah.
feel me? We've got some major, Lagos to Melbourne City. You know what I mean? But I was gonna ask you, what do you have, like, a mission? Like, music is definitely, what your gift and your passion. Do you feel like you have another kind of mission that you have in your mind for the world, or anything that you would want to leave the world with, whether it be through your music, or do you have any aspirations, in terms of making the world a better place?
Yeah, I just really want to make music that would make people feel happy. Like I said, like the feel good music type of thing. Like, when you listen to my music, you could relate to the things I'm saying, and in an instant, your day just gets even 1% better. That's a good thing for me. Like, just feel good
Yeah.
music. You listen to my music, jumping up and down. You probably had a bad day yesterday, and then you just came across Hugo on Spotify, and then jumping up and down, jamming to the tunes and that. You've forgotten your sorrows and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah. No, that's beautiful, man. That's good to hear. I might just ask you this question of there's different kinds of music out there. How do you feel about music that kind of lowers your vibration? I mean, do you have an opinion on other people's music and what that means? Because in this world, there's positive and negative. I'm always thinking to myself, it's like Tupac. He's thugging out in the streets and he's talking about all the things that are going on, but you would see things in the street too in Lagos. Why do you think Afrobeat has taken a different approach to communicating their world in, I'm not just say positive, but in a different way, if you get what I'm saying? Why do you think Nigeria, especially, even with all, there's poverty there, there's corruption, there's, every country has problems, but why do you think that Nigeria, Afrobeat artists from there have chosen to sing and rap about more of the uplifting kind of style of music?
Because everyone, if you think about it, like if that with the problems of the world, the corruption and all of that that's going on in the whole world, if you really think about it, it's not something that you can change. Like it's not something that you can change. Like you can snap your fingers and then boom, there's no more corruptions or there's no more poverty or no more crisis. So you just let go of the things you can't change. And I feel like in Nigeria, that's where the good music comes in. It's like, yo, come listen to this track. Let's vibe. You're thinking about corruption. Like, come on, G. Like you can't change that stuff. Just come. Let's chill. Let's jam. Let's dance and be happy. And focus on the things that we can control and the things that we can change. Like being a better person and being the best of yourself. So that's just how I feel like the whole Afrobeat music is challenged. And it's not like we don't sing about like negative stuff. We do sometimes. It may not be in Afrobeat, but it may be in like rap, because Nigeria, I know a lot of artists that sing rap music in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerian artists do rap. So, there's a way we kind of like pass the message that just to make sure that you don't feel like you feel what we're trying to say. But at the same time, we're not trying to bring your mood down because it's something that you can't change. It's like we're telling you what's going on in the country, but, just go feel better, because even though you can't change it, just be happy about, where you are, and just be happy about everything, and just strive to be the best of yourself and stuff like that. So I feel like we're all on that positive side, because everybody just wants to, focus on the things that they can change and just forget about the things that they cannot, even though it's everywhere, so.
I feel you, man. No, that's amazing. That explains it more to me. I know it's not like a one sentence answer. It's like it's a mindset and it's an evolving kind of motion. Yeah, but the world is receiving it. The world is receiving Afrobeat and just music out of Nigeria in general so well that big ups to yourself and all the artists out there for being renegades. You feel me? Being the ones that can just lead the way and turn up. So yeah, let everyone know what's going on, man. You've just dropped Renegade. That's your latest single. Where can people find that? Where can people hit you up at? Give the people
So
somewhere
Renegade
that they can follow
all
you.
streaming platforms. They could literally go on Google and type Yugoszn /Renegade or Yugoszn Renegade or Renegade by Yugoszn, and they will see it anywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, etc. And you can catch me on Instagram at Yugoszn. It's Yugo season, but Yugoszn. On TikTok at Yugoszn_. Twitter, Yugoszn_ as well. And yeah, man, let's all spread love and light.
Nah, big ups, man. Hey, I appreciate you for real for jumping on, man, and just like connecting up one time. I'm really excited if you do make it down to Melbourne City. I'd love to shoot a music video for you, man, for real. And yeah, we'll chop it up over here. And you know, who knows? I might come down over there. I know I'm safe with someone like yourself, man. Knows the city. You know what I mean? That'll be a big link up one time.
That, no cap.
Yeah. Oh, for real. But yeah, man, big up yourself. Everyone, go check out Yugoszn. He's dropped Renegade. Beautiful music, uplifting, and also, you know, if you're just getting over your ex, that's the cure. That's the remedy for that. So yeah, big up yourselves. It's Tim from Team C Media, Yugoszn. Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.